Two officers thought they could humiliate a homeless black veteran in a quiet diner, but they had no idea who she was or who she could call. That mistake, it cost them everything. Rain has this strange way of silencing everything except your own damn thoughts. It was doing just that as it slid down the back of Sergeant Nia Rowland's neck, cold and steady, while she pushed open the glass door of a no-name diner just off the highway. You know, the type flickering neon open sign, the smell of burnt coffee hanging in the air like an old memory, mixed in with bacon grease that clings to your clothes whether you eat or not. Her boots, soaked from miles of walking, squeaked on the tile as she stepped inside, leaving behind a wet trail that nobody really wanted to see. She didn't look up. Didn't need to. People always stare when you look like her, weather-worn, tired, carrying everything you own in a beat-up duffel bag. This diner was just outside Fayetteville, not a spot you plan for, more the kind you end up in when you've run out of options or gas. She wasn't there for warmth, though Lord knows she needed some. Wasn't there for comfort food either. She was just cold, hungry, and tired of walking, tired of the rain, and tired of only being noticed when someone decided she didn't belong. She slid into a booth by the window, the seat sticking to her damp coat. Her duffel hit the floor with a soft thud. That old military jacket she wore was a size too big, now faded, fraying, like it had aged faster than she had. She took out a wrinkled $5 bill, smoothing it over with care like it meant more than it did. "Coffee," she said when the waitress came over. "Cream, if you got it." The girl may be mid-20s, spy used a second too long. "Name tag," said Erin. Her eyes went from Nia's face to her boots, then to the duffel. "You planning to order something else?" she asked, her voice more routine than rude. Nia looked at her calmly. "Just coffee." Erin nodded, but she didn't move right away. Her eyes flicked to the man behind the counter. The manager was half-drying mugs with a towel that had clearly given up the ghost years ago. He raised an eyebrow. Erin walked off. Nia leaned back. Her spine popped as it hit the booth cushion. Through the fogged window, the world outside blurred to gray. Rain still falling. It was quiet again until the little bell above the door rang. Two cops stepped in. Officers Brent Layton and Cole Rafferty. Locals knew them. Nia didn't, but she could read the type. Men like that give off a smell. Not sweat or cologne. Something else. Comfort. Confidence. Control. They weren't wet from rain. They walked like they owned the place. Their eyes scanned the room and locked on her. Layton moved first. Big guy, mid-40s, wore his belt like a trophy. His walk was slow, deliberate, the kind meant to make you look up, feel small. "Ma'am," he said. "You here with someone?" Nia didn't blink. "Just waiting on coffee." Rafferty gave a half-laugh behind him. "You waiting or loitering?" Layton nodded toward her bag. "You passing through or planning to stay a while?" Nia almost smiled. "Is that a crime now?" The diner got quieter. Forks paused midair. Erin didn't look back. No one was really listening, but everybody knew something was happening. Layton nudged her duffel bag with his boot. "Mind picking this up? Someone might trip." Nia glanced down, then back up. "Now you're worried about safety?" The sarcasm wasn't sharp, but it landed. Layton's jaw flexed. He didn't reply. Rafferty stepped in, arms crossed. "Let's not make this hard." "I'm not," Nia said. "Just sitting, maybe drinking something hot. Then I'll leave." "Some folks might be uncomfortable," Rafferty said. "Softer now." "I know how that goes," Nia replied, her eyes narrowing. "And I know what it means when people with authority start throwing around words like comfort, like that's more important than dignity." That tension sharp, invisible cut through the air. No shouting, no chaos, but it was building. Then one of them kicked her bag. Not hard, just enough to make a point. A nudge with attitude. The whole diner felt it. Nia leaned down slowly, picked up the bag, and set it beside her on the booth. Then she looked them dead in the eyes. "You ever serve?" Layton squinted. "What's that got to do with anything?" She shrugged. "Helps me decide how much patience you deserve." Rafferty rolled his eyes. "All right, enough. You need to go." "No law says I can't sit in a public diner and order coffee," she said. "You're the ones making this into something." Just then, Erin appeared, hands shaking as she set the mug down. "She paid," she said quietly. "She's not causing trouble." Leighton ignored her. You got somewhere else to be? Nia's voice didn't shake. No, but that doesn't mean I don't belong here. Leighton's face changed. Something dark crept in around the edges. Let me guess, he said, leaning closer. You think this country owes you something, huh? Metal in one pocket, entitlement in the other. Quiet gasps. A spoon hit a plate. Even Rafferty looked surprised. Nia didn't flinch. You know what I came back with, she said. A limp, a bronze star I keep in a sock. And no permanent address. I didn't ask for handouts. I asked for peace. But peace don't come easy when people like you confuse quiet with weakness. Leighton smirked. You're sharp. I'll give you that, but you're still leaving. Nia reached in her coat. Not fast, but slow, deliberate. Enough to make them both freeze. She pulled out a scratched-up flip phone. Old. Taped on one side. Still worked. Leighton scoffed. You gonna call a lawyer with your burner? No, she said, flipping it open. Just an old friend. Silence. Not awkward heavy. Cam, she said into the phone. Yeah, it's me. Bailey's Diner. 2 units, here badge numbers. She looked up. You want to give those to me, or should I guess? Leighton's mouth opened. Nothing came out. I don't know what kind of favors you still owe me, she said into the phone, but I need one cashed in. Now. She hung up. Everyone was watching. The manager dipped into the kitchen. Aaron backed away. Leighton finally spoke. That's supposed to scare us. No, Nia said, calm as ever. It's just to remind you that not everyone with a rough jacket and a duffel bag is someone you can shove out the back door. And just like that, a room shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, but you could feel it. Leighton backed off. Just a half step. Said nothing. Rafferty looked around, unsure now. The people in the diner weren't pretending not to watch anymore. Nia took a sip of her coffee. It was already cold. Didn't matter. Rafferty cleared his throat. Who exactly did you call? You don't need to know that. Leighton needed to win. You could see it in the twitch at the corner of his eye. Look, lady, we've got reports of suspicious activity in the area. From who? She asked. The Mirror? He didn't answer. You walked in, saw me, and decided I was a threat because my coat's old and I'm not wearing lipstick? You don't know me, but I know your type. Leighton lowered his voice. Watch it. No, Nia said louder. You watch it. Because the person I called? I saved his life once. Ghazni Province. He works in internal affairs now. You really want to see if he picks up for me? She leaned forward. I've seen men like you all over the world. You don't scare me. What scares me is how many people let you get away with it. Just then, the door buzzed. Not rain this time. A man in a gray suit stepped in, phone still in hand. He showed something to the manager, then turned toward the cops. You Leighton? He asked. Leighton stiffened. Who's asking? The man held up a badge. Detective Owen Price. Wake County Internal Affairs. Outside. Now. Everything stopped. Even the sizzle from the kitchen faded out. Leighton's eyes flicked to Nia. Then to the badge. Back to Nia. This is a joke. Does it look like I'm laughing? Price asked. Rafferty stepped back. How'd you get here so fast? I was already in town, Price said. Got a call from someone I trust. Leighton didn't move. That wasn't a suggestion, Price said, sharper now. Without another word, the 2 officers walked out. Price followed. Inside, no one spoke. Nia finally exhaled. Aaron stepped forward. You okay? I'm fine, Nia said. Just tired. You want that warmed up? Nia looked at her coffee. Sure. And for a second, just a second, her face softened. Outside, Leighton was pacing like a man who realized the ground beneath him had shifted. Price didn't waste time. You've been flagged before, he said. Twice. Those complaints didn't stick, Leighton muttered. They didn't stick, Price echoed, because your captain buried them. Rafferty tried to stay quiet. Price turned to him. You were there both times. That makes you part of it. Inside, Nia watched through the window. Calm. Still. Focused. By the time Captain Russo showed up, Price already had a voice recorder out and every word logged. You've got no case, Leighton said weakly. We'll let the archive decide, Price replied. Inside the diner, Aaron whispered. That was real internal affairs? Nia nodded. Used to be in my unit. Specialist Price. Tougher than he looks. Aaron looked ashamed. I didn't know who you were. That's the point, Nia said. You're not supposed to. Later, news broke. Not front page, but it spread. Complaints reopened. Records pulled. Suspensions issued. Layton and Rafferty quietly filed retirement paperwork. No pensions. At a town meeting, a woman stood up Lorraine Pierce. She told the room what Layton did to her son. They said it was my word against his. Now I know I wasn't the only one. Nia didn't attend. She was busy helping at a pop-up meal outside a church, passing out foil-wrapped sandwiches. Listening, Curtis, a man she met there, asked, "You really got those two kicked out?" "They kicked themselves out," she said. "I just pulled back the curtain." When Price called her the next morning, he had news. "It's done. Russo's being reassigned. Retirement denied. Complaints going public." "You want a commendation?" he asked. "No," Nia said. "They didn't protect me. They don't get to celebrate me. What do you want?" "I want the next woman to be believed." Back at the diner, Aaron placed a small sticker in the window, "Veterans welcome here." No questions. Nia moved to Greensboro, started helping at a transitional housing center, kept her head down, her voice steady. Weeks later, Aaron showed up with lunch. "You ever think about writing it down?" she asked. "Writing makes it too clean," Nia said. "It wasn't clean. It was ugly. Maybe that's why people need to hear it." Nia nodded. Respect isn't owed to uniforms. It's owed to character. They sat together, quiet. "What next?" Aaron asked. "Just listen. Help out. Make sure the next veteran in a diner isn't told to leave." Doesn't sound small. That's because you're paying attention now. And that night, in a quiet shelter room, Nia sat on her cot, her old phone beside her. It hadn't rung. She wasn't waiting. She was finally somewhere no one asked her to leave. But here's the real question. How many more like Nia go unseen? Until it's too late? So what would you have done? Was justice served, or is this just the beginning? Let's talk. Share your thoughts below.